what's your opinions right now on this the Facebook situation with VR? I personally don't feel like you're probably on the super negative side, but where's the nuanced Dan comment on Facebook and VR? Any words you'd like to provide on that? Because I'd like to hear your thoughts on it.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think I think the way Facebook goes about doing what they do might seem a little unideal. But I think that the way they are actually doing it is what we all want, right? I mean, we were all bitching about what we didn't have until we got it, and now we're bitching about why we have it. And I think there's really not a whole lot. Um, uh, I don't know how to say it. I think what they're doing is great for VR, especially for people like me and people who make a living off, VR content and that sort of thing, and growing VR. I think it's great. I just think that maybe some of the ways they're doing it could be a little different, but I don't own $1 billion business, and I know it's business at the end of the day. With them buying Population One, what do I think about that? I think that's going to be great for Population One.
Yes.
And
They're
what
buying
do I think
Fortnite in
about?
VR. They're buying
So
Fortnite
I
in VR.
think I think there's a difference between whenever they buy out a VR company, I get jacked for that VR company. I think that's the best thing. However, when they just kind of take an idea from a smaller dev or something,
No,
maybe that's a little different story, but that's business and that happens all the time. And that's up to, if I have a good idea about something, I try not to put it out there until I know that I have a heads up on whoever could
yeah.
potentially get to it before
The
me.
only thing
You
you
know,
have with that good idea is speed. And if you let
that's
people
it.
know about it beforehand, you
Right.
just
You got to
lost your
be far
speed.
enough ahead. That's like where me and Cody were. And we're like, dude, now I feel like we're far enough where if someone tried to start a VR magazine right now, enough people know about us where it would be a pretty hard sell to go up against what we're doing. But if you have enough money, you could easily do it because we're only in the Twitter world, right? So we think about that stuff all the time, and it could happen. I mean, not a lot of people are looking at doing prints, so I think we're okay. But that stuff could happen at any time. So who knows? I mean, Facebook just dropped their in-audio chat today. They didn't drop it, but they did their beta. I sat in on it with Boz and
Yep.
and
Saw
and
that
Mark Zuckerberg.
screenshot. It did look exactly like Clubhouse minus the
They
likes and
didn't.
things like
They
that.
didn't even change the wordage. It's the exact same. The layout's the exact same, which is hilarious. But you know what? Whatever, man. I mean, it's. I think they've pushed VR to a point where we all wanted it, and I think there is a reason to be a little grateful for it. But do I agree with the way they do things and what their underlying goal is for all this? No. But I kind of think that unless we are going to do it ourselves, we kind of just got to take what we can get. And if they want my data and they want to see what weird stuff I'm watching on YouTube in the middle of the night, that's take it, dude. I don't care. You
Yeah,
know.
I think a lot of people agree with you on that one. It's
There's
you're worth
nothing I do where I'm like, I wouldn't want anyone to know that information. So
no.
it's like, for
And
me
there's
personally, I'm really that stuff doesn't bother me like it bothers a lot of people. I want to keep my information private, but to me, it's just like, dude, if you've owned a phone in the last 20 years, they have the information. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man, you just
I don't
yeah.
know.
But when we have these conversations, we'll make some people happy and we'll piss off others. There's really no avoiding it.
Yeah.
Daniel, we got the last like 20 minutes here. I want to do a recurring thing that I've really enjoyed doing. I started it with Joshua Corvinus, and I really appreciated it. He had a lot of passion for it. But I kind of like to end the streams by giving you the floor, and not for you just to rattle off. It's not like a monologue here, but I think every person I talk to has different things that they are very passionate about VR, for what they want from VR, what they really feel like this is life changing, and whatever that topic may be. I like to give my people the floor for that, and we can riff on that a little bit. But what do you want to see from VR in the next 10 years? What is your oasis, your thing that radically changes your world into the virtual world?
Sure, man. I think for me, it's accessibility. Um, and kind of merging more with what's going on in VR with reality. You know, um, like for instance, when I worked that job with High Fidelity, why aren't there more jobs within VR? I think we're going to get to a point where you're going to have someone will be able to be like, hey, honey, I'm going to run to the bank. And they're going to put on a VR headset and they're going to zoom into Bank of America and there's going to be a real person at the teller and you're going to conduct your business right there. right? And you're not traveling anymore. We could do that right now. That's something that exists and we could do. It's just not being done. And I'm not saying that. And I love I love being IRL. Okay, I love like being outside and I love hanging out with my family and stuff like that. But I think just the accessibility for maybe the things I don't like doing, right? Waiting at the DMV would be really cool. Just throw on a VR headset, get done what I need to do, take it off, and be done with it.
Yep.
So like that's I think what I'm looking most forward to is usability for different different use cases in like life experiences. So it's maybe not the gaming or the entertainment. It's more for like the everyday applications that VR could be used for.
Oh yeah, I think you know that I'm in the same boat as that. Like gaming's great and all, but like what's the difference between me and somebody else? Like why are our lives so much different? It's usually accessibility to different things. Maybe I had the accessibility to convenience in every area of my life. That's going to give me a huge leg up to someone who has food scarcity, where they have one supermarket that's like 30 miles away and then fast food everywhere else. Like there's all these things that create a difference in that person versus me. And it's not always because of our actions. It might just be because of the circumstance that we were born into, have in our environment. And VR has the potential to drastically change that. So where the internet can give you drastic amounts of information that give you a leg up on someone, VR can drastically reduce the distance of all these problems in the world and kind of bring them to you. So I think that I'm all for you, man.
So, dude,
roommate.
let me tell the story real quick. So,
Yes,
for those of you guys, you weren't in our conversation before we started the stream because it wasn't started yet. I knew I had to do this podcast, so I was like, okay, I knew, but I kind of just went over with time, and so what I did was I was like, I'm not going to get home in time for this interview, so I stopped at a friend's house, and I'm literally in my friend's bedroom doing this podcast, and I could tell that his wife and kid just got home, so I'm sitting here like listening, like, anyway, sorry, pretty fun. You gotta do, you gotta do, you know.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I appreciate it. Like I said, you didn't have to rearrange your day for this, but I do appreciate it.
No,
Yes.
I wanted to be here, man. Dude, like I know, like I feel like me and you've been trying to get together just in any sense for a long time, and I feel like we just always
my man.
yeah stuff that comes up. So like being able to sit and chat with you is really really amazing. Yeah, but dude, I agree with what you're saying as far as the circumstances, and I just like, dude, like. Like I get so excited for thinking where we're going to be next year in VR, right? 10 years, cool. But even next year, man, I think that's what I look forward to. And those are the people I'm trying to cultivate with the magazine is like, I want to find those people who are working on things that aren't, other people aren't thinking of, like the company who was using VR headsets to, in Africa to make conflicting villages talk to each other so they can talk in a safe environment. And you know what I mean? Like
that's powerful.
Yeah, dude. And that's happening everywhere. Or that guy, I love him too. And I'm drawing a blank. Who's making Get Home Booper, right? He's making the game based off his child's drawings. His child has autism, and he's taken all his child's drawing and kind of made this game kind of dedicated to his son, about helping this child get home, and it kind of explores that sort of thing. But like, dude, there's so much stuff like that, and it's just it's so cool to just sit and think about what else can we do with it. It's like a superpower, dude. We have this power. What can we do with it? We can do bad stuff. We can do good stuff.
Hit that subscribe button to stay on top of the daily clips, or catch the debates and fireside chats live on the main channel down in the video description. See you next time, Space Cowboys.